season and beyond to act responsibly by not drinking if they need to drive. And if you must drive, please do not drink. Drink driving sharply increases the likelihood of accidents, since even a small amount of alcohol can impair a driver's vision, judgment, and reaction. Furthermore, we would like to use this opportunity to remind motorists that drink driving is a serious traffic offense punishable by law. Again, by way of reminder, we are calling on law enforcement to apply the law prohibiting the sighting of drinking spots at parks like this, since they constitute a breach of road traffic regulations. And I think our able commander has said it, that in places like this, it is left for us to make sure that our drivers do not drink when they're getting behind the wheel of a car. We consider road safety a shared responsibility, so it's not just for the FRSC, it's for every single person here to commit. It is therefore our strong belief that by partnering with key state and non-state actors in road safety, including the media, we will be able to get the message of safe roads across to motorists to help reduce road accidents during this festive season. So, in conclusion, to end, at Pernod Ricard Nigeria, in line with our tagline, we are creators de convivialité. We aspire to create a more convivial world, a world without excesses such as drink driving. We therefore place paramount importance on safety of our motorists, commuters, and pedestrians. We are therefore committed to working to increase awareness on our roads in general and to help reduce road accidents and deaths in Nigeria. So I would therefore employ every single person here to always drink responsibly. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for Mr. Shalad.
We can do better. Put your hands together for the MD, Pernod Ricard. Wow. This is mind-blowing. But before I summarize everything he said, I like the way he called it an up national. Up national. He did not have, he would have said tire roll, drive a chap. The answer now, I do for you.
I went to get VAR. There's a competition going on here. That one is very important for me.
Okay.
Why? Because when I go to ShopRite, I can buy Jameson for about 5,000. But when I go to Rhapsody, it is about 30,000. So I'm trying to familiarize so that I will get free Jameson. You understand? All Pernod.
Stomach infrastructure.
All Pernod.
They are sleeping. Okay, the MD has said a lot. Please put your hands together for him once again. He really nailed everything. This is what they call putting the square peg in the square hole. You got it rightly. So I want to on someone sorrow. But I like the part he said he wants us to pledge. Oh yeah, everybody, all drivers, everyone is okay. Ẹ sọ pé mo ṣèlérí láti má mọ títí bá wakọ̀. Mo ṣèlérí láti má mọ títí bá wakọ̀. Mi sọ pé lérí o. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ti ṣèlérí sí ẹ ti pledge. So bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe pledge yẹn jọ̀wọ́. I pledge not to drink and drive. Something happened in our office recently. Osashonusi is a witness. There was a driver they caught early in the morning around 7. The guy was drunk and he had some friends, females anyways, they were coming from the club. And we stopped the guy, he was still acting, that kind of a thing. We now use our breathalyzer on him. When we checked the blood alcohol in his body, it was 1.007. And the permitted level of blood alcohol should be 0.005. But this guy had 1.007. Immediately we tested him. He sat down and he slept off for like 2 hours. Imagine leaving that guy behind the wheels. What would have happened? It's just a crash ready to happen. He slept off immediately. So when he now came back the following day, it was normal. And then he did some stupid acts. That's the word. Because he did some things, you can't imagine a grown man doing it. But he was doing it under the influence of alcohol. When we showed him the video of how he displayed. And he's a supposed responsible man who he felt so terrible for himself, like, I did all this. I now told him, beyond the tickets they've given you, you should first even thank your God that you are alive. I now went online, I opened my system, I said, let's Google the people that have been victims of driving under influence. By the time we checked all the celebrities, in fact, I was shocked, the one of Rooney paid £80,000. He even, I think he said like 14 months term in prison just because he was caught drinking as in driving under influence of alcohol. He got the most ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ńlá ni o. Nílùú òyìnbó, mo àpò gbogbo aláfẹ́ lọ lóyìnbó, àwọn ọmọ wa máa mú wa lọ lágbára Ọlọ́run, àwọn máa débẹ̀. Tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ mọtí tẹ́ ẹ wakọ̀ níbẹ̀, ẹ̀wọ̀n lọ máa gbéyàn lọ. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ṣe ń gbọ́ mi, ẹ jọ̀wọ́, ṣé ní gbogbo pẹlẹbẹ nǹkan yẹn mi ìfẹ́ máa dárúkọ wọn. In fact, my oga just brought the evidence. This is the picture. You can't see his face. The man slept for 2 hours. Just after he was tested, 1.007. Ìjàmbá ọkọ̀ ni kò bá lọ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. But thank God for road safety. Road safety stopped that from him. So nǹkan tí MD wa sọ ni pé kẹ́ ẹ jọ̀wọ́ responsible driving ní kókó. A fẹ́ kójú ọ̀nà wa tàbí pé ojú ọ̀nà wa dá. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní pé Pernod Ricard wọ́n ready wọ́n fẹ́ partner pẹ̀lú different agencies and stakeholders to fight against drunk driving. Because an FRSA will tell people we have 3 major causes of crash. The human factor, we have the environmental factor, and of course we have the mechanical factor. But you see that human factor is responsible for almost 80% of the crashes we see. That is àfọwọ́fà àwa là ń fà. So ẹ jọ̀wọ́, ẹ̀mí wa, ó mean a lot sí wa. Your life means a lot to us, and we want you to stay alive. Faye, the next item.
Just before the next item, I would like to recognize the presence of the State Commandant NSCDC, ably represented by the Divisional Officer Kosofe, Chief Superintendent Thompson Jide Ogumola. A round of applause for him.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for coming. And now we'll be having a talk on alcohol abuse to be delivered by Mrs. Titi Lokwe Ogunliyi from NDLEA.
Please put your hands together for her.
It's just a short talk, about 5
minutes.
Yes, thank you, Lord. Your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. The state sector commanders, every represented here, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol because my time counts now and it's just 5 minutes, so you can imagine in Moveso. So I think I just have to fire on. And I want to say a big thank you to the MD of Pernod Ricard for organizing, collaborating with the Federal Road Safety. Everyone in Bosa now, go easy now.
Bosa.
I do it good. Yeah. Where you want to go? Bosa. Yes. Once again, my name is Titi Lokwe Ogunliyi, the Assistant State Commander, Drug Demand Reduction, NDLEA Lagos State Command. I took today by Shemande because tí Tómi bá interpret nǹkan tí kò ní sọ nǹkan tí mo sọ kò ní pé ìsádà kó fi kún tàbí kó yọ kúrò. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ẹ̀yin tèmi tiyín. A máa kọ́kọ́ kọrin yìí. Onímọ́tò ń ṣe nǹkan àbí onímọ́tò ń ṣe nǹkan ẹni tí ó dùn mọ́ kó forí sọlẹ̀. Ó yá náà. Ó bí ẹ bá mi gbé. Okay. We are going to talk about this morning. Don't drink while you what? While you try. Just because of what? We love you. The drivers are so important. You don't know the kind of thing God has commissioned to do into your hand. I do say it, I liken a driver to a surgeon. Why? Because when a surgeon enters into the theater room, he's going to deal with a what? Just a what? A patient. But you can imagine you as a driver, the least you can have in your bus, maybe like 12 or 15, I don't know, passengers at a go. So in other words, at that point in time, God has what? Held their souls. Is that they are in what? They are in your hand. And remember, while leaving the bank, they pay you for what? For that service. And payment they did was what? To take them to their what? Destination. Not to take them to what? To the grave. Yeah. So you can say you are very, very what? Important. Say to yourself, I am very, very important. The MD has spoken so much. Oftentimes, we speak so much about illicit drugs. I won't make mention of their name this morning. But we find that research has made us to realize that most people died of alcohol than any other thing. Because of what? Abuse of what? Alcohol. Anything you abuse in life, usually what? It will abuse you. What we are saying here is because, like I do say it, our body is made up of cells. Your cells form what? Your tissue. Your tissue will form your organ, and your organ form your system. It's when you are alive that you can take care of a what? Of your family. By the time you leave your home in the morning, your wife will say, "Your children, Daddy, bye-bye, we are going to, we are expecting to come back." But you imagine yourself, they now call them that they are your enemies are broken. And doing that what trash, a lot of people lose their life. How will you feel? Will you feel happy? You wouldn't. So that's why we are saying, we are not saying you should not drink. Because when we say drug abuse, what do we mean by drug abuse? Number one, a drug is said to be abused when it's prohibited by the law of the land. When they say, don't take this thing, and you are taking it, you are abusing that drug. Number two, when we say drug abuse, what we are talking about is what? When it's not medically necessary. You know, this alcohol we're talking about is meant to be for what? For pleasure, when you are socializing. Am I communicating? Yes. It's supposed to, when you are socializing, you are in the midst of your friends, you are, celebration time. But not when you are at work. At work, because your whole work is what? Driving. Then the last thing they said, when it's not socially what? The socially acceptable drugs, when you what? You take them in excess. For example, our alcohol, our cigarette, they are socially what? Acceptable. But when we take them in excess, the drug we sell will do what? It will abuse you. All of us will go to work to make what? Our ends meet, to meet. You go to do what? To nurture your children so that tomorrow, that ice you cannot get to, your children will take you to what? To that ice. But you can imagine, by the time you get old and you are now bedridden, at the stage, there are some food you want to eat, you can't eat them again. Is it a lie? And I will say, Yoruba, only ìrẹ́jọ sí nínú kíni, nínú photo, tó bá ṣe jókòó wá ṣe kíni, wá ṣe bára ẹ. Is how you use this body that you are going to what? Put it in later in life. So what we are saying is that even if you are going to drink, no while at work, at duty, because by the time you are on that wheel, you are to a what? Call of what? Duty. And you are being expected to do the needful. And the needful is what? To stay abstain for what is called alcohol at that point in time. By the time you get to your house, maybe it's a bottle you want to take or 2 bottles. So be it. Not when you are what? At the point of your duty. What is even applicable to what? To drivers is all of us that is applicable to. You are not expected to miss work with what? With pleasure. There's a place for pleasure. There's a place for what? Work. Because without work, we eat? We can't. It's this thing that fetch you what? Your daily bread. So we don't have to toy with it. We need you. We want you to be alive. And that is why we are making all this noise like what? Don't drink when you what? When you drive. And don't drive when you drink. So my dearest pilots, because you're not a pilot now, are you not a pilot? Yeah. Yes, you are pilot. You are pilot as well. So we depend so much on you because even some of us, no matter how big we are, maybe sometimes we want to rush. Oh yeah, so at that point in time, our life is what? It's in your hand. You dictate the pace. When you are at the wheel, we cannot tell you, even when we tell, say, don't talk too much so that we will not get confused. But meanwhile, our life is what? Is at stake. Not only your life, think about the life of other people in that what? The vehicle. And like I said, even the vital organs, it start from your brain. It destroys the cells in your brain. It comes down to what? To your lungs, to your liver, to your kidney. And these are vital what? Organs. By the time they pack up, what's the next thing? What's the next thing now? Damn alone, man. Death is inevitable. But what we are saying is that we should not use our hand to kill our chicken. It's inevitable. Every one of us pray to grow old, is it not? We are not selling us. Those things that can cause untimely death. All of us should do what? We should desist from such. So we are pleading. We are pleading. We are pleading to you that we lead you around there. You are so important, we can't do without you. Because some of us, even our children, when they go from school, they will enter a box going home. Is it not? So you are so important. And by the time you see yourself as an important personality, you begin to what? To carry yourself like that. Don't look down on yourself, because among you seated here, your children are doctors, aren't they? They are lawyers. They are engineers. So you are very, very what? Important. All those people that sell all this paraga and the whatever, please, let's what? And she has said it all. Some of us, we have answered the part. But she might low one and was such a thing. I'm a low one. So we are pleading. Please and please, we still want you to be around. Abstain from what? Alcohol. While you are what? Driving. When you get to your home or ceremony, you can drink. Moderate. You know the moderation, you cannot even measure that moderation. We can't measure this about individual. Hello? Because we are all wired differently. Our body chemistry differs. Somebody can take a glass cup and it will feel intoxicated. Somebody will take a bottle. It will kakaraka, no shaking. It will stand firm. So that is where there's no need for what? Comparison. I'm unique in my own world. You are unique in your own world. So when we don't do what? Copy. Afterwards, my friend, they do and make I do one. And some of us is unconsciously we enter into this thing. Okay, I want to drive for a longer hour. If you drive for a longer hour and you didn't make it home, what? Have you gained anything? No. So you should know yourself. If I can drive for 8 hours at a go, so be it. If it's 6 hours, give the key to somebody else now. I know people do what is it? Rotation now. After somebody else, you give the key to somebody else. So you should be able to know your strengths. Work on your strengths and you will get there. Thank you very much. I wish you a successful December, and I pray this December will be a December to remember. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Put your hands together for Mrs. Titilope Ogunluyi from the NDNEA. She has said a lot of things. What is some of pata loyewa? Wọ́n ní pé ẹjọ́ ẹ má mu ọtí àmupara. Ọtí tá a mú yẹn a fi máa ń múnú ara wa dùn ní àgbàdo wa fi mú ká tí wá para wa. Ọ̀rọ̀ tán sọ pọ̀ ní ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ sọ gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n lẹ tó bá wà láyé ló ń ṣọdún o. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ẹni ọdún bá bá láyé òun ni kó máa yọ̀. Tí nǹkan kan bá ṣe kankan nu wa ṣe rí neighbor yín tó ti ń wo ìyàwó yín yẹn. Tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ ìyá Ahmed á bá lọ o. Tówó ti pé ni ẹ tó máa sanwó àwọn school Ahmed lọ máa bá lọ. Tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ kí ìyàwó yín tí ẹ bá fẹ́ kí ìyàwó bá bàbá Ahmed lọ ẹ má mọ títẹ bá ń wakọ̀ ẹ dúró sáyé kẹ́ ẹ tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín. Ṣóyè wa àbí òye wa? Mo wíire àbí mi ò wíire? Òyà ẹ ṣe ó yẹ fún wọn lọ́wọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe pàtẹ́wọ́ fún wọn.
Up national, you chop alone. That's it.
Okay, we'll be taking a very short address from the Zonal Commanding Officer, AB representative. Just a few words, we've heard a lot of things. Very, very short. Put your hands together for the representative of the Zonal Commanding Officer, Deputy Corps Commander Anthony E. Dowdy. And they would like the drama unit to prepare. You'll be coming up at time. Drama, please, you'll be coming up after this. Drama, you'll be coming up after this.
Good day, everybody.
Good day, sir.
The Commissioner of Transportation, ably represented by Engineer Akin John, the Sector Commander, represented by my friend and colleague, the Sector Commander, represented by my friend and colleague, DCC Zango Siri Matthew, Fellow Nigeria Institute for International Affairs. the GM last man, AP represented, the chairman, NURTW, New Garage, the state coordinator special marshals, the unit commanders, sector heads of department, officers, and marshals. The chairman, Pernod, Ricard, makers of wines and spirits. Gentlemen of the press, the representative of the state commander, NDLA, ladies and gentlemen, if I have not mentioned you, please don't be offended. I want to just have a kind of word with you with regard to not drinking and driving. For some of us, it's a matter of experience. We've seen a lot. We've seen a lot. I remember when I was unit commander in a particular place in Kogi State. I saw a vehicle have accident and catch fire immediately. All because of all these kind of things. It's a very serious thing, especially during this dry season, when you drink and drive and have whatever thing that you're going to have, whether a crash or whatever, you see people, fire goes almost at the same time with it because of the dryness of the weather. It's something that is of utmost importance to us. That's why the Federal Road Safety Corps is doing the best to ensure that you go to driving school and you are taught all these things. From my own account, I think the fine for drink driving is still very small. I think it's just about 10,000 naira. How much is it? Huh? How much is it? How much drink driving?
I think 3,000, but then you have to.
Okay, 3,000.
Okay, it's 5,000, sir. It's
5,000.
Yes, sir.
A very meager amount. Is not enough deterrent as far as I'm concerned. All these are being worked on. So, drink driving is a very serious thing. It's a thing that has caused humanity colossal loss. It's a thing that has caused a lot of crashes all over the places. Drink driving is something that should be discouraged, which we are doing right now. You cannot, except you are mad, you cannot drink and enter the road. Okay, Chairman, I hope we are talking to our drivers. You cannot drink and enter road for goodness sake. It is not reasonable, it's unethical. So you cannot just carry the lives of people. Because when you drink, one of the things that you get is for you to start sleeping on the steering. You can imagine carrying 18 passengers and you are sleeping on the steering. You get what I'm saying? And you may not know that your driver is sleeping. Someone like me, when I'm driving, when I'm in a passenger vehicle, I look at the driver. As a matter of fact, I make the driver my attention. If you are sleeping, I will tell you, give me the key. I can drive. I can drive whatever kind of vehicle. I will help you to drive. Because some of us, we don't know how to drink. So if you drink and drive, it's not something that can go together. You must do what you are expected to do. Driving is a very serious business. Very, very serious. That's why the Federal Road Safety Corps has made it mandatory that if you must start driving, you must go to school for it. It's not gone are the days when you just come and get a driver's license, you know. You must go to school, and it's a very, very serious thing. So that you don't go and cause colossal damage, both to the nation and to yourself. I think this is a very timely crusade, or would like to call it campaign, sir. And it's laudable, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, the Zonal Command leadership, will support what we are doing. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Put your hands together for Oga. Oga said crusade. You know, Oga is a man of God. I tell people what FRSC we are doing. We are preaching the gospel of safety. True or false?
True.
We are ministers. We are preaching the gospel of safety. You just finished preaching the gospel of safety, and they said we are having a crusade. So this is a crusade. And then you must hear the word of the Lord. You must hear the word of the zonal commanding officer.
Hallelujah.
Then you must not drink and drive. Hallelujah.
When prophets don't come from this left, don't tell you say, this your for the road. If you do it's reading you, and maybe the passenger for the carry, now for life. What you go do? Oh, good enough. I'm blessed. Pastor. Babalawo. They lie. No mind them. They lie. Okay, wait. Make them lie. What if now God now come call you say, Sadiq, my son. That's your for road. The baby for the whole life. What do you go do? Bless her. Or say, what okay, see. Let me say. Listen. Sadiq, put up Baba seat. Put up Baba seat. Okuli. Sadiq, put up Baba seat. You know what I take? I get something. I go take him. You go take him. I go take him, Sadiq. Make sure say take him. Make I just rest small. Take him. Okay. This is my turn. Okay. I don't hear you. Take him. You know they hear the message that they preach. Make you sense. That's it. Jesus, because here are you, we don't die. And we go us fit see ourselves. Wetin the only thing wey I remember now, I dey for park. My friend come meet me say make I do one for the road. I think so. So you say you know about that? Which one? Na for the road. Now two carry 14 passenger. Do for the road. Hey, and I thought that's small joke. Okay, you know what? Abeg wait for me. Help me. I wan go back inside my body. Abeg no fit go. The only thing wey we fit do now na to go for one place. Talk to some people wey dem go fit hear. We go pray to God. Make God fit give us that knowledge to talk to people. Because all these our drivers wey dey back, we dey always do for the road. People find way to give them say they no do am again. My people, I wish say na go fit hear me now. I just wish say everybody go fit dey hear me. They dey hear me. What your own? If dem go hear, dem go hear. Abeg, I take am beg una. See, road safety for this Nigeria dey talk am every day. Give me every one of us on the road inside newspaper for radio. They say make we know. Don't drink and drive. Abi? Yes. Even I will get them for our back. They tell us say, don't drink and drive. So now, see, I also remember say, Pernod Ricard, them come on their own. Say that they sensitize people. They tell us say, don't drink and drive. So in other words, no for the road. That means say one for the road. In other case, maybe they do none for the road. I mean, yes. Well, don't they really scared to go like this? I will tell you, say, go where? So there, we go tell the others. Say none for the road. You go tell them, say none for the road. And they come. Oh, I want to go back to my body. Personal motor or you dey drive commuter's motor wey you fit carry passengers dey waka or even you borrow your friend car just to move around. I take God beg you, don't drink and drive. No be so? Thank you.
Anyone for the road? None for the road. Sincerely, the message is very clear. The message is very clear. That guy was lucky. There is no dream. Some people, the dream will just come true. I don't go with that. I take or beg you. The message is just clear. None for the road. Put your hands together for them once again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was really, really impactful. Right now, we'd like to take the goodwill message. We'll just take one from the transport union to speak on behalf of all the transport unions. A lot of things have been said. We've had a lot of things already. So in fact, left to me, there is nothing more to say. But let's just take words from our host this morning, which is the chairman of the Ojota PAC, Mr. Comrade Engineer Dr. Ifeoluwa Adenusi. Adelog, MNI, POS, HPK, KPK, EUU,
Of national progress, you do for me, everything. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on all existing protocol. I remain my humble self-comrade Ifeoluwa Adenusi, chairman of the Admin Garage of NYTW Lagos State. I welcome you all to this epic occasion of our annual Ember Month FRC's sensitization program. As we approach the end of the year, I humbly advise us all to adhere to the various traffic and road safety measures. We should endeavor not to drink while driving. I wish you all faithful against the thanks.
Up national, you do for me.
I do for you.
You chop alone.
You go alone. Say you. This one is turn by turn.
No,
put your hands together for our one and only Hade Love once again. This is what they call keep it short and simple. Peace. Keep it short, no stress. The message is clear. So right now we'll be doing a little practical on the use of the breathalyzer. 5 minutes. I call on the staff officer for the transport standardization office. Ruth Commander Chukudifo. Put your hands together for him. We'll be having a little practical on how we make use of the breathalyzer. So Ejo, I tell you Meji, Kaloti Munkola Roy.
Who don't
rest
you this morning?
Who don't move for the road? Yeah, that's the way to go. Everybody move for the road. Kaloti Munkola Roy, Ejo. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ṣe mọtí, afẹ́kí ṣe practical ni. Ẹ má ti ju ẹnu ọwọ́ ayọ̀ sókè.
Toby, I think we have somebody here.
Where?
All Pernod. Who don't drink James and keep smoking?
James, Martel, Long Run, Absolute. I know the products are many. So am I making sense? Plenty products.
I bet we need
anybody that's taking alcohol, anybody? I'm not to do arresting. I'm not going to travel.
It's just for practical reasons.
Nobody.
Up national.
The possible.
Up national.
In our motor park here, we do test our driver with Breathalyzer before they go.
That's all.
So I thought you have been coming every day, and my state chairman, I will give you all the kudos. And I'm advising you, you should do award for some drivers who keep the road safety every time.
Watch out, sir.
So kind of go to the road. Because the management traffic driving license are Oshodi were awarded.
Last year.
Last month. Yeah. So they gave award to 5 of our drivers here.
Wonderful.
From last year. So we did not take up cover in this time.
None for the
wow, put your hands together for Ojota HW. So nobody has taken none for that. This is impressive. Wow, this is what the campaign is all about. And that's to tell you that what the Federal Road Safety Corps has been saying, you people have been listening. We are really impressed. Okay, so let me just ask somebody that's not taking for the road. Anybody? You want to volunteer?
Anybody.
Oh yeah, all right. Put your hands together for him. So just want you to see how. Well, we have somebody here already. Okay. So this is what we do. We have the tube that we use for testing. It is 1 tube per person. 1 tube per person. 2 people cannot make use of this. Just 1 person. So we will have to cut it for the person, then it will make use of it. One person per tube because of hygiene. Okay? So this is the breathalyzer that will be used to analyze the blood alcohol level in his body. This is the breathalyzer. So it will blow into this, the tube will be inserted, it will blow into this, they will now check the blood alcohol level in his body. Okay, he's blowing into it now. So what do we have there? 0.000. Put your hands together for him. So it's actually very clear. This man is clear, he hasn't had anything. So when you see us on the road and we want to stop your vehicle, this is what we'll make use of. We make use of the breathalyzer, we'll check, and then the breathalyzer, we have one more person, sir. We have one more person standing. So the breathalyzer would actually analyze the blood, the alcohol in your blood, and after which we now print it out. We print out the tickets that would indicate the level you have, because we have the permissible level in the blood. So when you have exceeded the permissible level, then we will now issue you a ticket for driving under the influence of alcohol, and also your vehicle will not be allowed to move because you are a crash that is about to happen. We don't allow you to go and endanger the lives of other people on the road. So your vehicle will be going nowhere because you are taking one for the road, and the rule is none for the road. Okay, so it's also clear, 0.000, he hasn't had anything. So give it up to any healthy W card or doctor. This is really impressive. Yeah, this place is actually clear. This is really good. This is really good. Yeah, this is really impressive. So that has made it very easy for us. Right now, we'll be taking the keynote address from the representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Transport, ably represented by the Director of Vehicle Inspection Office, Engineer Dr. Professor Aki George Fashola. Put your hands together for him, please.
On behalf of the Honorable Commissioner for Transport, Dr. Frederick Oladenbe, I greet you all. And, well, look, let's talk straight to the point. The message is clear. The message is self-speaking. There's nothing to add to it. There's nothing to take away from it. You've heard it all. And Lagos State Government, under the Ministry of Transport, will always support federal road safety on any safety initiative that they might want to embark on, because we all follow the same line. The answer is very simple. As chairman has said, professional and globally, I want to tell why the thing, right? So I expect that's my the message. We get more. You should tell you. The matter is, I'm going to say, we have to do something. Because I'm not going to do one. Sorry. I'd like to thank Ricard for this laudable initiative. I wish more people would do it. So it's not really about the sales of alcohol, but it's about doing the right thing at the right time. on behalf of the Ministry of Transport, I don't want to say too much. There's nothing to be said. It has been said already. We know what you're supposed to do, and we know we are in a period where traffic is very heavy. And I wish that everybody here and nationwide will have a very safe holiday that will not involve any vehicular accidents, especially one that is induced by alcohol taking. Taking alcohol to drive does not make you a better driver. It just makes you a stupid one. Please, let us endeavor to drink responsibly and at the right time. Driving and drinking have never mixed and they will never mix. There is no invention anybody can put towards you that will say it is okay for you to drink and drive. Thank you and have a safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I put your hands together for the representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Transport, Lagos State, Engineer Aki George Pashola. His words are very simple. He kept it short and simple. The message is clear. Don't drink and drive. I don't feel you want to scatter that corner.
No.
We saw somebody.
Yeah, I saw somebody. I also sure if you were the one I saw. Mr. Jeff.
Are you there?
Yeah, bro.
Hi, Jeff. You okay?
You need to recognize it. Come on, bros.
Come out.
Because I've been fighting for Jameson since they don't answer me. The guy is saying, now you go be the big. Please come, let's recognize him. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jeff and Big Brother. Put your hands together for him. Simple. We want to tell people don't drink and drive. Very simple, so that people can quickly snap you. Now I've said it already, but from you, we just want to say people don't drink and drive. I am Jeff from Big Brother. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah.
From inside.
Jeff doesn't want to.
No Yoruba, speak the one you were speaking when you were in the house. Now we teach you what you talk for us.
Was it not the first set of us? We know you cannot hide. Hey, may you God when? Big Brother, yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm happy to be here with you all. I know I don't represent this, I represent myself, which is a brand under Pernod. Everyone said the same thing, I just say it the same way. Don't drink and drive. It's not worth it, especially when you are a driver that also has other people's lives in your car. You're not just responsible for yourself, you're responsible for everyone else that belongs to your mix-up for you, your family, your friends, your children, and like your entire community. So yes, thank you very much for having this opportunity.
Thank you, Jeff Banks. Thank you so much.
Pernod.
Ricard.
Pernod. National.
I do for you. You do for me. It's special. We say. We do. Under the sun and in the rain. I do. Alright, right now we're going to the next thing on the program, which is the donation to the Federal Road Safety Corps. So I'd like to call on the manager.